くぞ。
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and I was hoping that we'd have some kind of sneak peek or some notes regarding the upcoming BS banner, but at the time of this recording, there isn't. I waited pretty much until the last minute, so I thought we'd show off Igniz a little bit here today and show you guys why I feel he's the best character against Lunatic Geese. Now, all they did for Igniz here is they did a couple little PvP changes for him, but the big thing that they did was the same thing that they actually did for Zero, right? For BS Zero. And that was increase active skill damage by 50% when an S fighter is on the team. And the beautiful thing about that, especially with a character like Igniz, is if you did get Igniz during the banners, the previous banner and the original banner, then you're going to still be able to get other Nest fighters like Zero here and Maxima from the epic quests that are always available in the game, right? And you'll still get that decreased skill cooldown, and that's very, very important. Of course, the increased attack is also very important, so you can increase his damage. The decreased skill cooldown is insanely good on a character like Igniz because this character actually decreases his skill cooldowns by 1 second when landing a basic attack. So it's not when you're just landing hits, it's when you're doing a basic attack, so you're just your regular skill, right? Not your skill 1, 2, and 3, just your regular basic attack. So as long as you hit that skill, you're going to decrease skill cooldowns by 1 second, which is insane. It allows Igniz to it's just an OP thing for any character. It just allows them to constantly use their hyper armor more often. It's going to allow them to do more damage because you're going to be able to do your skills more often. It's just an OP mechanism. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And Igniz can spam his skills super, super fast. He has max capsules, and funny thing, in the recent BS banner, I actually did get 2 memories for this guy completely for free. I didn't do any pulls at all for them, and I got 2 free memories for him, so I was able to take him to A4, which is pretty awesome. That is pretty lit. Now, we're going to be running the BS set right here on him. This Transcendent card is not helping. It just increases defense fighters' attack, and then this card here actually does increase critical damage for a balanced type fighter. So Igniz will benefit from this Transcendent card. By the way, guys, I ended up throwing a different option card. Did a couple tests today, not a lot of extensive testing, but I did throw on one of these cards here because Igniz does do a lot of blast skills to increase his damage, but actually the regular cooldowns card was actually better because I could actually spam my skills even faster. It wasn't better by a massive margin, but I did almost 100,000 more points by using just a regular cooldown card instead of having this card on him. Now, there's an RNG factor when it comes to these cards here. You got a 50% chance to increase attack by 13% upon landing a blast skill, and it's on a 15-second cooldown. That's the thing, right? It's on a 15-second cooldown, so it's not always going to be up, and seriously, it really seems like just having the cooldown did a lot better for the character. And the thing about Igniz is he's the only character in the game that can actually cancel Geese's Raging Storm by using his default or his 3PG. And because of that, you won't take any damage with him at all. Igniz won't take any. If you play him properly, he will never take any damage from Guild Raid at all because he's going to constantly interrupt Geese's Raging Storm to where you'll never have the darkness lying on the ground. It's OP as hell, man. It's just, he is so ridiculous, right? And he does have an amazing leadership. The 55% increase to all-star fighters is awesome, but we're actually going to be doing a little bit more OP setup where we got Crislip for the 60% increase to Boss Syndrome fighters, and with a BS team, you will get an increased attack by 10% bonus as long as their HP is above 70%. And I've mentioned in previous videos that a lot of times I have a different synergy team because the characters will just take a damage over time and they won't get that attack bonus. So Igniz actually can benefit from that as well. He can benefit from that as well. And even if you do have, like, say you only have Igniz and you just get, Maxima and Zero from the epic quest, you'll still get that 10% extra attack as long as your HP is 70% or above. You'll have to use a different striker, but still you'll get that extra attack by 10%, which is massive, my friends. And because he doesn't take any damage at all whenever you're facing against Geese, he's at 100% HP at all times. He doesn't lose any damage. He always has that 10% attack, right? And because we have a Nest fighter on the team here, we're going to get that extra 50% damage whenever we're using our active skills. So I actually pre-recorded a video for you guys. I'll show you what we're doing here. And pull it up a second here. There we go. And let's watch this. This is nuts. Oh, my friends. Igniz is one broken character whenever you're facing against Lunatic Geese. He's really a broken character, period. Plus, you need shock for Lunatic Geese. And see me hitting my basic attacks over and over and just watch my cooldowns just drop dramatically. Look at how fast he breaks that meter, right? Now, what I want to do here is I want to apply my 3PG right now, because I don't want to use my awakened skill until I can use my awakened skill for the full duration while his meter is broken. I don't want to, if his meter is only halfway down, I don't want to use my awakened skill. Like right now, it's perfect. And it's a little tricky on my iPhone. I'm not really canceling as fast very good because on my iPhone, the buttons are so small, I literally have to use the tip of my thumb to press the buttons. Whereas on my Android device, I can actually use the flat part of my thumb, which is much easier for me because the buttons are actually bigger on my Android phone. It's actually more of a pain with my iPhone, but you will see later on in the run, I actually could have got a lot better score than what I did, but you'll see later on in the run, I'll actually improve and get better because I realized that I needed to be using the tip of my finger on my iPhone instead of using the flat part of my thumb here. It made a big difference. It really did. It was a lot easier to spam my skills, but I mean, whenever you're going bump, 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 bump like this instead of bump, 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 bump like this, I don't know. For me, it's just easier to go flat thumb instead of, pointed thumb. Now, something they did for this character that was pretty awesome that really is kind of under, well, not really noticed, is that his second skill, he does a full spin around. Well, before, you couldn't cancel that thing until he did a full spin. Now, you can actually cancel it almost immediately, which is lit. Look at how I just canceled that thing. Super, super fast. Now, from the testing that I did earlier, you still want to be just spamming whenever the meter's broken and you don't need your hyper armor. You still want to be just spamming your first and third skill and your basic attack. So it's first skill, basic attack, third skill. First skill, basic attack, third skill. You can see me doing it right now, and look at how fast we're going through our skills now, right? Because now I'm actually using the point of my finger on my iPhone. It really does make a big difference on the old iPhone. It's pretty crazy. Now, I don't want to use my 3PG. I'm just kind of waiting because that's the only thing that can cancel Geese whenever he's doing his Raging Storm. We're just going to wait. We're going to apply a little shock first. That way we break that meter down while we're doing our 3PG. I mean, Igniz is OP. He is absolutely ridiculous. Anybody that's got this character, I know we have the Guilty Gear characters and they're insane and all, but they're not as broken as this dude when it comes to this game mode. They're just not. Look at this. I haven't taken an ounce of damage at all. None. Geese has never even got the opportunity to apply the Raging Storm on the ground. Not one time, and he never will. He'll never get the opportunity. Broken as hell. And something else to note about Igniz is whenever you're using him with other characters on the team, because he also can buff all the fighters on the team, whenever he does his default, right? His default, if Geese gets ready to do his Raging Storm, he gets ready to smash his hands down, then when you use your default, you can actually easily go into using your other characters while shock is still applied, because Geese is actually crunched down on the ground and he starts gradually coming up. So you get this nice time span to switch to another character and do a lot of damage while your shock is still applied after using the default from Igniz. I mean, guys, look at him. He hit 1 billion. He hit 1 billion easily. By the way, guys, I do have 5 imprint stones on this character. I'll show you those in here in a little bit. Man, I mean, look at the damage this guy does, right? And if I would have spammed a little bit better early on, I could have got even a little bit more damage, but 1 billion, right? Almost 1.1 billion with this guy, which is absolutely nuts, man. That is just an insane score on Lunatic against Geese, because Geese, he really can be quite the pain in the butt. He can be a royal nuisance. So having a character like Igniz is just OP, right? It just makes your life a whole lot easier whenever you're facing against this guy. And obviously, if you don't have him, there's other characters that can do this, but they're not going to do it as easy as Igniz. They're not going to make a joke out of Geese like he does. There's no way. They're not even going to come close to what he can do. He's so brain dead that it's not even funny. Literally, all you have to do is wait till the meter falls and then just make sure you use your 3PG or your default, and you'll easily cancel Geese from doing his Raging Storm, and you just go into your skills. And as long as you're using your basic attacks, you'll decrease the skill cooldown. And yeah, I mean, you're just going to build up your PG super fast. Also, because you're decreasing skill cooldown, you're using the skills more often. I mean, Igniz is just, he really is the epitome of God when it comes to KOF. So let me know what y'all think about Igniz destroying Guild Raid, and hopefully we'll get some more information about the upcoming BS banners very soon. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. TNT plus 7 time. The link is in the description below. So thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.